จังหวะนี้มีอาคันตุกะมาถึงที่นี่ครับมาเยี่ยมดร.สรันและสองท่านนี้ไม่ใช่นักดาราศาสตร์ธรรมดานะครับเป็นผู้ที่ดูแลโครงการเซติโครงการเซติถ้าใครเคยได้ยินเนี่ยจะรู้ว่าเป็นโครงการที่พยายามจะเสาะแสวงหาสิ่งมีชีวิตที่มีสติปัญญานอกโลกไม่ใช่เป็นมนุษย์ต่างดาวเฉยๆแต่ไม่รู้ละอะไรก็ตามแต่ถ้ามันห่างไกลไปในจักรวาลนี้มีอารยธรรมมีชีวิตไม่ว่าจะไปรูปแบบไหนก็ตามสองท่านนี้ถือว่าเป็นงานของการเสาะแสวงหาซึ่งสำหรับผมนี่น่าตื่นเต้นมากเพราะผมก็เชื่อว่าสิ่งที่เรากำลังแสวงหาไม่ว่าจะเรียกว่าเป็นสิ่งมีชีวิตหรือว่าเป็นอารยธรรมหรือว่าเป็นสติปัญญานอกโลกที่ไม่ใช่เพียงแต่ที่มนุษย์เรามีเท่านั้นเนี่ยย่อมเป็นภารกิจของมวลมนุษย์ที่จะต้องเสาะแสวงหาคำตอบให้ได้ไม่ว่าจะในชาตินี้หรือว่าชาติต่อไปก็ตามนะครับนี่คือแอนดรูว์ซิมิออนซึ่งเป็นเซติอยู่ที่เบิร์กลีย์ที่อเมริกาและนี่ก็คือไมเคิลคารัตซึ่งก็เป็นเซติอยู่ที่แมนเชสเตอร์อังกฤษ Welcome to ห้วยคลองไคร่ here and now you see this huge observatory under construction how do you feel
It's incredible. It's incredible to see this great advance for astronomy in Thailand, and especially exciting to imagine that in perhaps a year, maybe a bit more, this telescope could be searching for life beyond the Earth, extraterrestrial intelligence.
Michael?
Yeah, I've been here a few times, and so I've seen the telescope when it was just the foundations.
Right.
So it's wonderful to see the rapid progress
and it's
that's
going
been
up
made.
And up, right?
It's like a huge mushroom that just keeps growing.
Mushroom, right? And you know, soon you'll see the dish installed. This one, right?
Yeah.
The dish going up all the way.
Let's hope so.
I cannot imagine myself how they can really fix this dish on top of the building.
It's going to take a big crane to do it.
Yes. You have talked to Dr. Saran, and you know, of course, what they're trying to do here at Narit. How does it fit in with what you guys are doing?
Radio astronomy is one of the best ways that we know of remotely sensing the presence of technologies beyond the Earth, intelligent life beyond the Earth. So this 40-meter telescope will be a wonderful ear towards the cosmos.
Yeah, trying to listen for signals, right?
To help in the search, absolutely. And the search for extraterrestrial intelligence is incredibly difficult. We have a huge amount of spectrum to search, the radio spectrum. We have many targets that we want to search. So additional telescopes like this one are really an incredible asset to help increase the chances that we might ultimately make contact.
And also geographically, Thailand is in a good position, right, to fill the gap at the moment.
Yeah, so it's not just about telescopes working on their own, it's also about telescopes working together with other telescopes all around the world. That's something called VLBI, Very Long Baseline Interferometry, and this is a key location. So it's sort of connecting Europe and Asia together through Thailand, so it's very strategically placed, and scientifically it's going to make a fantastic link between telescopes in the west and telescopes in the east.
Of course, this telescope is not only trying to search for life or intelligence outside of this, planet. It also serves a lot of other purposes. What can you see Thailand doing with this, benefiting not only Thailand but the whole world?
Yeah, well, I think there are two things to be very excited about. So one is the telescope itself. The fact that it will provide another way for us to listen to the cosmos and explore the cosmos, not just through SETI but through other types of radio astronomy. But I think I'm even more excited about the fact that this telescope will be a fantastic tool for developing signal processing, technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning, those kinds of things, and engaging with the people of Thailand. And I'm very excited to collaborate with students and postdoctoral scholars in Thailand, both in radio astronomy generally and the search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
Also from SETI in Manchester, what kind of collaboration could happen with this telescope?
Well, we've had a long collaboration with Thai astronomers. Many of them have graduated in Manchester as PhD students, and several prominent people here in Thailand now who are working on the telescope. So we would like to continue what we've already started over the last 20 years and do a lot of astronomy. I think there's an enormous amount to be done. Obviously, the community here is relatively small, but already you can see that they're actually jumping ahead. It's the Thai astronomers that are building the scientific case for the instrument. So you guys are, you're ready to go and really do science with this telescope. And the thing about a radio telescope is that usually it's built for some kind of purpose, but it always does something else that's completely amazing, completely unexpected.
Right.
So someone, here, one of these Thai astronomers is going to do something that's completely different. And something we don't know about yet, but it will really be mind-blowing. So that's also something to look forward to.
To the Thai man on the street, the first question will be, what this is for? It's wasting of money. This huge telescope, you look at the sky, you look at the stars. How does it improve our livelihood?
Yeah, I think this is a very important question. I think we could ask, how does art improve our life? How does music improve our life? Looking out at the cosmos, asking questions about where we came from, where we're going. This is what makes us human. And perhaps what is the reason for being human at all if we're not able to ask these questions and learn about the universe in which we live.
I'm sure you also face the same question back home in America.
Sure.
You meet people on the street and say, what do you do? You say, oh, SETI, I search for intelligence outside of this world. What do you mean?
Well, we're trying to determine whether we're alone in the universe. And we believe that, I believe at least, that this is the most important question that we can ask as human beings, the most important question that we can ask about the universe. And it's incredible that we find ourselves living in a time where not only do we know that the possibilities for life are numerous out in the universe, many planets and lots of organic molecules, but we have tools like this fantastic radio telescope that allow us to detect life that might be tens or hundreds of thousands of light years away from the Earth.
Of course, a lot of innovations, sidelines, byproducts from this kind of activity.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you explain to the man on the street that all this work will one day create a lot of things that will be part of your daily life?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's happened before. So, radio astronomers were really in the vanguard of developing Wi-Fi system. So every mobile phone, every laptop, every Wi-Fi system is using a standard that was developed by radio astronomers about 30 years ago. It took a long while before we all had one in our back pocket. But all the techniques that we needed in order to be able to use radio astronomy data, those techniques can be applied to other things, mobile devices, the data processing that Andrew talks about. There's so much data to be processed. And that's not only important for astronomy, that's important for every walk of life, that we can handle huge amounts of data, that we can interpret it, that we have machines and software that can really do the best job on that data. And that has application just across the board. That is what's driving economies around the world at the moment. And no doubt there'll be a spin-off that we just can't anticipate from the kind of work that's been done
the
here at the moment.
unexpected spin-offs may be more important
They
than
will
what
be.
we see now, today.
Yep.
Before you came to Thailand this time, you heard about Thai astronomers. What kind of reputation do Thai astronomers have back in America?
Well, a phenomenal reputation, as Mike said. A number of very prominent astronomers have spent some time in the U.S. And also in other parts of the West, and we've gotten to know them, and we're incredibly excited to see astronomy growing in Thailand and this growing community of scientists, and excited to work with that community in the future.
We have a lot of bright students who get scholarships, who went abroad and studied astronomy, science, and all this. When they come back, they don't have much to do. This is our problem at the moment. So this project will be able to open up new avenues for some of these bright talents. What do you think we should do in Thailand to really create the demand instead of just producing people, the supply side?
Well, I think you have to be active in projects like this. You know, this is a project that needs many, many people, many talented people in order to realize the full potential of the telescope. And I've seen that over the last few days. So many young people here with a lot of talent, but they just need something to work on. And you know, this is it. What else could you ask for but this huge telescope with all the challenges that are going to be there over the next few years getting it working? And I see all these young people, and you know, it's just wonderful. And that's exactly, if you could repeat this kind of project in many different places in Thailand, then that would be a fantastic multiplier, and that would bring people, young people back. It would keep them orientated towards science and all the fantastic stuff that they can do here.
What should we do?
Well, I think, as Mike said, a telescope like this serve as a fantastic magnet for talent. And the opportunity to engage with technology is just incredible with a telescope like this. Modern radio telescopes generate truly vast amounts of data, many, many tens of gigabytes per second. And data rates like that pose some of the most, the hardest challenges that we know of in computing and software development. And learning how to handle those kind of problems with a telescope like this enables students to handle those challenges in other areas of technology like internet commerce, et cetera. So more high technology, more observatories is, I think, a wonderful way to help to grow the community of not just astronomers in Thailand, but technologists in Thailand.
We are very lucky to be here at the early stage, or in fact in the last stage of constructing this Narit Observatory for
radio
astronomy. You see the end of the construction, and maybe early next year you see it up in action. And how do you get Michael and Andrew to visit us here at this time?
Actually, for radio astronomy, you know, we have to work together with our colleagues outside of Thailand. Like Mike already mentioned, that we can join the so-called very long baseline interferometric networks across the globe. And to do so, we need to be able to work at the same standard, the same level. And a couple of years ago, we set up this committee called International Technical Advisory Committee, consisting of experts from around the world in this field. And we invite them to come and give us advice in order to make this happen with very few problems, because it's the first time in Thailand here. And like Mike also mentioned, that most of our radio astronomers here in Thailand graduated from universities outside of Thailand, of course, and many of them from University of Manchester. So we've been working with University of Manchester for a long time, from the beginning of NARIT, in the other fields, as well as some radio astronomy. And that's the beginning. And of course, in the community of radio astronomy, people know each other well, because they have to work together as a community. They can leave no one behind. No politics between countries.
Andrew, is it true, no politics?
Well, sometimes there's a little bit of politics inside of astronomy, but it's true that these very big questions, profound questions about where the Earth came from, where humanity is going, I think it inspires us to look past a lot of the borders and barriers that divide us here on this planet, and that's a very special thing about astronomy and also radio astronomy.
So it's really a global collaboration, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, you know, even in the 1960s, at the height of the Cold War between the USSR and the USA, and you know, radio astronomy was being done, this technique of very long baseline interferometry. There was a strong collaboration between scientists from the West and scientists from Russia. And the same is actually true of SETI. So in many ways, those two disciplines in the field of radio astronomy actually have always had this approach of global cooperation and collaboration, irrespective of what politicians are doing or saying. And now, of course, we're also collaborating with China, countries across the globe. I can't think of any country almost that is not doing radio astronomy and not doing very long baseline interferometry. And Andrew's working hard to also get all these telescopes doing SETI as well. There's such an enthusiasm for this global cooperation, and we're absolutely just overjoyed to be here, but also other places around the world, people working together and showing that, you know, internationally, globally, we can achieve a lot together, and we should transfer that collaboration to other fields, other pursuits.
You're also working with, say, China?
Absolutely. As Mike said, radio astronomy is experiencing something of a boom throughout the world. And
Why so?
Well, I think a lot of reasons. Technology is enabling radio astronomy to do things that it never could before. We can process more data in more different ways. We have very fast communications networks that enable us to share data between
AI,
telescopes.
machine learning, and all this.
And all of these very powerful data analytics techniques are enabling us to discover brand new phenomena. So it's a very, very exciting time, especially in radio astronomy, because it can so easily take advantage of these technological advances. And I think with regard to international collaboration, every single position on the Earth sees a slightly different part of the sky at a slightly different time.
That's true.
And so if we want to cover the entire sky and we want to follow objects for many, many hours or days at a time, we absolutely have to collaborate with one another. It's critical that we do so. And astronomy gives us a great opportunity to do that.
And how does Thailand fit into this big picture?
Perfectly located. In between the telescopes in Europe, for example, and in the West, and then the other telescopes in Asia, in China, and Thailand's right in the middle there. It's really the glue between those telescopes. It's a real connecting point.
There was a gap.
There's absolutely a gap, and Thailand just happens to be perfectly in the.
You just fill the gap.
And Australia also.
Australia. So it doesn't matter whether you're a small country or big country. If you're at the right spot, you're important.
Yeah, that's right. All it takes is a nice piece of land like this beautiful piece, and a little bit of ambition, which Thailand clearly has in spades. So it's really exciting, as we've talked about already, to see this growing and blossoming.
So you're not competing to become, I'm the best in the world in this field, and you are second, you're following me, no?
No, well, I mean, the field that I work in specifically, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, this is a discovery that would be transformative for all of humanity. It doesn't matter if we made the discovery, or if our colleagues in China or India or South Africa or Europe made the discovery. This would be just a completely civilization-changing moment for us. And it's exciting to work together with the entire international community to try to answer this question that we've had since the beginning of civilization on Earth.
So Dr. Saran, apart from America and Great Britain, we are reaching out to other countries in Asia and other parts of the world?
Definitely. We starting to work with India, for example. We've been working quite a lot with Spain, with Germany, the Netherlands, Japan, Korea, of course. And now I think the other ASEAN countries, especially Indonesia, is very interested in starting to do serious astronomy. I've just got an invitation from Malaysia to give a talk on how to develop astronomy in Thailand. What kind of experience that we've got, because they think they lag behind and they have to do something with it. So it's not a race, but it's kind of more like collaboration, even between among ASEAN countries. But when you're talking about the 10 ASEAN countries, there's a big gap between countries like Thailand, Indonesia, and the CLMV countries. But we're also reaching out to them right now through the so-called International Training Center for Astronomy under the auspices of UNESCO. It's the center that UNESCO endorsed for NARIT to work under their name. It's the first of its kind. And the main focal point in the first phase is actually South Asia.
Southeast Asia. If you have a sky over your head, we are interested in you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.